Los grandes eventos deportivos como el Super Bowl de hoy son sumamente simbólicos, lo que demuestra que es posible construir una cultura del encuentro y un mundo de paz. Al participar del deporte somos capaces de ir más allá del propio interés personal y de una manera saludable aprendemos a sacrificarnos, a crecer en fidelidad y en el respeto a las reglas. Que el Super Bowl de este año sea un símbolo de paz, de amistad, de solidaridad para todo el mundo. Gracias.
Welcome back, truth seekers. That was Pope Francis just before Super Bowl 51. If you didn't notice, his message was 51 seconds long. And not only that, his birthday was exactly 51 days before the Super Bowl. If you missed my video from April of 2016, I showed how the men's college basketball championship, won by Villanova, the Jesuit school just outside of Philadelphia, was a tribute to Pope Francis and the Jesuit order. And as I've been talking about for the last month, this Super Bowl was also very centered around the Jesuits, the Masonic order within the Catholic Church, which Pope Francis is a part of. Pope Francis is the first Jesuit pope in the history of the Catholic Church. Again, the Jesuits are the Masonic order within the Catholic Church that produce a lot of professional athletes. The vast majority of athletes, NFL, NBA, MLB, you look at where they went to school, Jesuits, Jesuit high schools, Jesuit colleges. We just had the Super Bowl with Tom Brady, who went to the Jesuit high school, Matt Ryan, who went to the Jesuit college, Boston University. The Jesuits have a major influence on sports, and that's why Pope Francis throughout the year has been giving speeches about the importance of professional sports. I covered one earlier this year just before the World Series. But look, here's Pope Francis in 2008, before he was the Pope. What he's doing here is the hidden hand. This is a Masonic pose. Again, the Jesuits are the Masonic order within the Catholic Church. There's portraits of George Washington, all sorts of world leaders doing the hidden hand. Of course, George Washington was a Freemason himself. So now let me help you appreciate this more, why Pope Francis, the face of the Catholic Church, is giving a speech about Super Bowl 51. Never before has the Pope addressed the Super Bowl. So this is the symbol of the Jesuit order. Their birthday is September 27th, 1540. In 2015, Pope Francis visited the United States. He arrived late September 22nd, and he left September 27th on the Jesuit order's birthday, the first Jesuit pope. For all you Lutherans out there, I was raised a Lutheran, and what's so funny is the Lutherans are supposed to be separate from the Catholic Church, right? But if you pay attention, they're not at all. Almost every Lutheran church bears this image, the image of the Jesuits, the symbol of the Jesuits, the Catholic order that's coded on almost every Lutheran church in this nation. All of you religious church-going people need to wake up, read your Bible for the first time. Jesus said not to worship in the building. You know why? Because it's been corrupted for thousands of years. So anyway, September 27th, you know who had the Jesuit order's birthday? Arthur Blank, who's Jewish, has the Jesuit order's birthday, the owner of Home Depot, the owner of the Atlanta Falcons, who wear red and black, the Jesuit order colors. Talking about this well before the Super Bowl. Arthur Blank, the Jesuit order's birthday. He's 74 years old right now, the very special number to the Freemasons. Masonic equals 74, Jewish 74. Arthur Blank is both. The Jesuits, the Jesuits, are the Jews within the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church, if you don't know, was created by the Jewish Zionists, the same people who still rule the world today, who constantly have created controlled opposition, groups to suck people into, to corrupt other things, as the Catholic Church has done to Christianity. Catholicism is Jewish. I mean, Jewish people won't tell you that, but it's a fact. The Jesuits. Pope Francis is probably Jewish. I also pointed out weeks ago that one of the star players on the Patriots also had the Jesuit order's birthday. Number 33. Number 33, the Catholic Church, the CC. C's the third letter, the CC, the 33. Go back and look at the names of the basilicas. You know, ancient basilicas all over Italy. It's amazing how many of them have gematria of 33. Think about Christopher Columbus, the Jewish man paid for by the Catholic Church who supposedly discovered the Americas. CC, Christopher Columbus. CC, Catholic Church. Here's number 33 on the Patriots with the Jesuit order's birthday as well. Here's what I documented even before Pope Francis did this, because I was talking about it in regards to Arthur Blank and the player for the Patriots, number 33. From September 27th, the Jesuit order's birthday, to the Super Bowl was 131 days. 131 days, Super Bowl equals 131. Championship equals 131. 57, when you write out, equals 131. That's our Super Bowl number. The Patriots, with the very Jesuit Tom Brady in their 57th season, winning the Super Bowl. Tom Brady is now 5 out of 7 in Super Bowls. He's won 5 times, lost 2, only to Eli Manning. What else I noticed about the Society of Jesus, looking at this again yesterday, is that they're in 112 nations. 112 was a huge number on this Super Bowl as well. First time the Pope addresses the Super Bowl. It's the Jesuit Pope. Look at this. It was in Houston. Houston equals 112. Matt Ryan, the quarterback for the Falcons, equals 112. Matt Ryan, a Jesuit himself. We had 2 Jesuit quarterbacks. Again, pro sports is full of Jesuits. So you could do this all day with the Jesuits in professional athletics. This came 131 days after Pope Francis' 80th birthday. Notice his birth numerology, December 17th, 1936. When you add that together, it sums to 84. 84, just like the word Jesuit. Atlanta, where Arthur Blank is the owner who has the Jesuit order's birthday. Look at where Atlanta is. On the 84th meridian, the 33rd parallel. You see that? How perfect for a team to represent the Catholic Jesuit order. And again, they wear red and black, the colors of the Jesuits. Now, from Pope Francis' birthday to the Super Bowl 51, 51 days. Remember, conspiracy equals 51. Houston Texans equals 51. That's who hosted the Super Bowl. Freemason with the S exceptions, 51. The date of the Super Bowl was a date with 44 numerology. Just played, Super Bowl 51. The date of the college basketball championship that was a major tribute to Pope Francis was a date with 44 numerology. Villanova, the Jesuit school, won in the round to get to the championship prior. They won by a record 44 points. When you take the number 44 and you take all the numbers that divide into it and add them together, they sum to 84. 44 and 84 have a major relationship. Right now we have Donald Trump, the president, who's a Jesuit. Donald Trump is the 45th president, but he's only the 44th person to be president. That's because Grover Cleveland had a split term and the count's been off ever since. Obama was number 44, but the 43rd person. Trump's number 45, but the 44th person. With regards to Obama, the name Obama in Jewish gematria is 84. His birthday was 8/4, a lot like 84, the 44th president. The point is, 44 and 84 go together, and they go together a lot in history. There was a 33-day pope. He died September 28th, 1978. The Catholic Church covered up his death, what the cause of it was. He died on his 33rd day of being the pope. His last day alive was the Jesuit order's birthday. The day he died was a date with 44 numerology, and the word kill equals 44. So does the word execution. Everyone thinks that pope was killed by arsenic, the 33rd element on the periodic table, plus the word arsenic equals 33. So anyway, check this out. From the Jesuit order's birthday, the day Pope Francis left the United States, September 27, 2015, to the day the Jesuit school Villanova won the college championship, April 4th, 2016, was 191 days. And the reason that matters is because the Jesuit order's official name is the Society of Jesus, 191. Notice Villanova, the Jesuit school, when they won the championship, they got their 35th win of the season in the championship game. The word Catholic equals 35. There's only been one Catholic president, JFK, the 35th president. He was also the 44th term president, our kill number. You might recall this game was tied 74-74 with 4.7 seconds left. Jesus equals 74. Society of Jesus. Christian equals 47, 74, 74 with 4.7 seconds. And they readjusted the clock to make it 4.7. You can go back and watch my video where I show how they did it all to make it line up perfectly. But anyway, Villanova would win with a last-second three, all scripted. Look at this. The final score was 77-74, tribute to the Jesuits, the Society of Jesus. Jesus equals 74, Christ equals 77. You see? And what's so interesting about the name Jesus Christ, if you add it together, it sums to 151, which is the 36th prime number. If you count every number 1 through 36 and add them together, it sums to 666, number of the beast. Notice what year Pope Francis is born in. He's born in 36. 36 connected to the number of the beast. And he's not the first pope to have the number of the beast connection. A number of popes have had in gematria, named gematria, that syncs up perfectly with number of the beast, including the one Jackie Kennedy met with on March 11th, 1962 for exactly 33 minutes that was synced up with the assassination of JFK a little more than a year later. But anyway, from the day Pope Francis left through Philadelphia to the day the Jesuit school just outside of Philadelphia won the college basketball championship, 191 days, like Society of Jesus. It was Villanova's 57th tournament win ever when they won the championship. Our championship number, when you write out 57, it sums the same thing as championship, the same thing as Super Bowl. The Patriots just won in their 57th season. Notice Villanova also won in 85 and then 31 years later, 2016. Basketball, the big way, equals 85. The small way, basketball equals 22. And with the S exception, 31. Like winning in 85 and then winning 31 years later. And notice 31 was a huge number in sports all year. The Cavs came back from 3-1 when LeBron James was 31 years old. Basketball equals 31. Curry equals 31. Oakland equals 31. Where they won it in Game 7. Same thing in the World Series. And by the way, I told people in both situations, I said the Cavs were going to come back and win on King James's birthday. I said the Cubs would come back and win in Game 7 as I predicted they would months before the World Series was played. It's all scripted. Notice also Villanova had 36 tournament appearances when they won this last year. Number of the beast. 35 losses, the Catholic number. It's all scripted. It's all planned. College and pro, it's the same thing. College is the proving ground to find out who will be the perfect athletes for the next rig level, professional, which Pope Francis urges people to watch. Pope Francis, part of this Masonic-Jesuit Zionist alliance, encouraging people to watch rig sports, which you can bet he knows are rigged, and you can know, I bet you anything he knows about how all these games are tributes to him and the gang that he represents. Look at this right here. Dion Lewis, all smiles, feeling great after Super Bowl LI injury scare. Notice how they emphasize great? 51, Super Bowl 51. Gematria, the language of the Freemasons. The Texans who hosted the Super Bowl, I remembered something after this Pope Francis story. J.J. Watt, the star of the Texans, their star player, was injured early in the year. I want you to notice that J.J. Watt equals 84, like United States of America. If you put the in front of it, it equals 99, just like the number he wears. If you write out 13 as a word, it sums to 99. 13 colonies, 13 stripes. Very important number to Freemasonry. Anyway, J.J. Watt has the Jesuit numbers. And look at this. He was announced done for the season September 29th. In yesterday's videos, I talked about what's so significant about that date. You know, it connects to the United States of America and the Old Testament, which the Jews go by. There's 929 chapters. The United States of America is a Jewish construct. United States of America 929, Manifest Destiny 929. The Old Testament's 39 books, 929 chapters in those 39 books. Tom Brady wins it at age 39 in NRG Stadium, where J.J. Watt was injured. Look at this. And again, Houston Texans equals 51, who hosted Super Bowl 51. From his birthday, which is March 22nd, 22/3, important number to Freemasonry, Masonic 223, the Synagogue of Satan 223. The Patriots have won 3 Super Bowls, lost 2, and now won another 2, 3-2-2. Look at this. From the day of his birthday to the day he was announced out for the season, and I'm sure it was a fake injury. Pro sports is full of fake injuries for riddles, for tributes. From the day of his birthday to the day he was announced out, 191 days. Society of Jesus. There ends up being a very Jesuit Super Bowl in the same stadium J.J. Watt plays. You see? So anyway, you want to know more about Pope Francis, rig sports, buy the numbers, watch these videos. You know, probably the most important one is to watch right here is the death of Fidel Castro, who was a Jesuit, in regards to Pope Francis and the Jesuit order. Fidel Castro's death completely synced up perfectly with the Jesuit order. Got a lot of videos on Pope Francis. I talked about how that's something that's taken me back now. I showed how at the beginning of the NFL season, there was a lot of tributes to Mother Teresa, who Pope Francis made a saint right at the beginning of the start of the NFL season. Pope Francis had this. Watch this video. Pope Francis is just so ridiculous. I just have so many videos on Pope Francis by the numbers over the years, his visit to the U.S., probably have over 30 videos on Pope Francis if you want to go through them. Pope Francis used as a symbolic ritual again and again. Sports and more. Death of world leaders, elections of leaders. One last point to cover. We were talking about Martellus Bennett, number 88, how the Super Bowl was played 88 days after Trump was announced the president. Pretty sure Martellus Bennett was supposed to catch that touchdown at the end for the symbolism, but didn't. The script was slightly blown. So instead they had White run it in, number 28, while the score was tied 28-28. You have the very racist Donald Trump, the very white Patriots defeating the Atlanta Falcons. Black City. You had Joe Buck in the NFC Championship game making the joke that the Falcons have never been to the mountaintop. Sick joke. If you don't get the joke, Atlanta's where Martin Luther King Jr. came from. His final speech is about getting to the mountaintop. Joe Buck, the asshole that he is, says the Falcons have never been to the mountaintop. You know where the new Falcons Stadium is that opens up next year? It's on Martin Luther King Jr. Drive. And the name gematria of that stadium is 98. It's opening for the 98th season of the NFL. So anyway, Martellus Bennett says he's not going to go to the White House. He's protesting Trump. Understand that this is just all scripted narrative. It's not that Martellus Bennett cares or is standing up for truth or standing up against the orange Oompa Loompa, the ridiculous president, the Jesuit president. It's that he's a paid actor and he just does what he's told. That's who these athletes are that people worship. They're paid actors. They're sellouts to humanity. They don't care about anything besides money and fame. So somebody told Martellus Bennett, you're going to be the story of protesting the White House. They've done this years in the past. What's the name of the Steelers linebacker who always protests the White House? James Harrison. Anyway, the reason they chose number 88, Martellus Bennett, is because Trump equals 88, like poison and program. And again, from the date Trump was announced the 45th president to the date New England won was 88 days. New England in gematria equals 45. It was referee number 45 to signal the winning touchdown. It's all scripted. He was explaining all of this stuff before it even happened. The Jesuit connections to the Super Bowl, Donald Trump, talked about everything in this Super Bowl before it even played out. And let's not forget Donald Trump, the 45th president, announced as the 45th president on the anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall. Mr. I want to build a wall. They talked about how he was doing this. I mean, just look how stupid all this stuff is. All of this stuff is orchestrated. Colin Kaepernick was used as a tool all year. Colin Kaepernick wasn't really, having the protest because he felt strongly about anything. He's just the same type of piece of shit. He's the quarterback who threw the ball out of the end zone 4 times in a row at the end of Super Bowl 47 when the 49ers should have beat the Ravens. Another scripted finish. All these people are just puppets, sellouts. They don't stand for anything. Colin Kaepernick, I showed why at the beginning of the year they were using him in the stage protest to rile people up. Now they're showing how Martellus Bennett was participating in that at the beginning of the year. They're saying, look, a patriot protesting. Yeah, you know what? If you're a patriot, you should be protesting the nation you live in because it's perversely sick and it's a detriment to your life. That's the problem in America. Everyone's been raised to settle for mediocrity. So there it is, Truth Seeker. 2 more stories by the numbers. Pope Francis, 51 days from before his birthday, the Freemason gangster. Let me just show off the Gematrinator calculator in case you don't know about this new tool. It's a couple weeks old now, thanks to Derek. Derek, who gave us the Gematrinator app, has now built a website so that everyone can take advantage of his tool. He's put up these methods of gematria. The methods of gematria that I use are pretty much just these 3 right here. They're all based on the alphabetic order. They're all interrelated. If you click on the word, it shows you how the breakdown works. Notice in reduced Freemasons 42 with the S exception 51 with the ordinal 96. The way this works is this. F is the 6th letter. F is worth 6. R is the 18th letter, but 1 plus 8 becomes 9. E is the 5th letter. E is the 5th. Then you have M, the 13th letter. 1 plus 3 becomes 4. A, the 1st. You just make each letter a single digit. S is the 19th letter. 1 plus 9 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. And that's what's up with S. S is the only letter you have to add together twice to get to a single digit. Therefore, S can be worth 10. And in the S exception method, S is worth 10. So Freemason becomes 51. Pope Francis, the Freemason, the Jesuit, 51 days before Super Bowl 51, he had his birthday. And then, of course, ordinal is just the alphabetic order. The easiest method. You don't have to break anything down. But yeah, there are other important methods. The next method you want to learn is Jewish gematria. Jewish gematria, very relevant. And you can always know more. You know what? Francis Bacon's important to know too. Francis Bacon is just where you add 26 for each capital letter. So Francis Bacon, based on the alphabetic order, for each capital letter you add 26 more. And that's interesting because the name Pope Francis is 122 in ordinal. And notice the name Pope Francis in Francis Bacon is 174. New World Order is 174. So is number of the beast, the number we talked about. The number from the Bible, 666. Number of the beast. Number of the beast comes from Revelation, the 66th book of the Bible, by the way. 666 is the number of the beast. The verse begins, here is wisdom. Here is wisdom, 66. Here is wisdom. The verse goes on to tell you how to calculate the number of the beast. So there it is, Truth Seeker. Don't be fooled by this old, soft-talking man. He's nothing but a Masonic gangster. He's probably a pedophile and everything else. I wouldn't be surprised if this man's murdered people in his lifetime. These people who go on the TV and talk all nice and soft, it's all deception, you know? That's what I hate about this world. So many people are just fooled by such simple tactics that criminals put on. Talking nice, never cussing. You know, pay attention to people who seem real. Well, in a world of fake people, who knows what real is, right? I mean, that's the problem with our society. We've all been led astray by people like this, you know, always promoting fake messages. Be nice, talk soft, watch the pro sports game, respect authority. No, 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 truth seeker. Think for yourself, question authority, recognize you live in a very corrupt world, very rigged world, rigged against you. There's this old man I help out a lot right now in life, retired veteran who has no one else to help him. Anyway, he adores this Pope Francis man so much. Sometimes I even get mad at this old man when he starts talking about Pope Francis. Pope Francis is the only thing that gives this old man hope in the world besides me, which makes me so sad. I actually help him out. Pope Francis just talks nice and he believes it. Anyway, until next time, Truth Seeker.